Hey all, it's Jess. Welcome back to Sunflower Dairy. So today I'm going to be picking basil, and there's quite a few things to learn when you're picking basil. So I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these and show you. So if you can see this right here, that is actually basil starting to go to seed. So you want to pick those off, because if your basil starts going to seed, then it's going to stop producing and it's going to focus on setting seed. So I'm going to go ahead and pick those off. And there's two sets of leaves on the top of these right here, you can see. So you want to pick right under there, and then there should be two elbows on your plants right under it, where you'll see that it's starting to grow new growth. And when you do that, when you go ahead and pick it right there, it's going to encourage it to start growing those new spots where it's starting to grow new leaves, and that will in the long run make your plant start to go out and grow more and produce more. So I come out every few days when I start noticing my basil starting to do this, and I'll just pick it just under where it's starting to seed, under those sets of leaves, right in the elbow where you're starting to see new growth. So I'll just come out and start harvesting it just like that. And by doing that, it will make your plant want to grow more and produce more, because you're taking the seeds off. And when you take the seed or the blossom off, it's going to start refocusing on growing new foliage instead of trying to seed. So you want to come out here and prune your basil and pick it right there, right in the elbow, just under those sets of leaves, so that your plant is not trying to go to seed. And you can do this anytime you see your plant starting to go to seed. You can go ahead and do this, and it's not going to hurt it. It's just going to encourage it to grow more leaves, which is really what you want. So unless you want to grow basil to have more basil seed, then I always go ahead and prune my basil so that it just keeps producing for me, because I like to make a lot of pesto throughout the summer, and I like to make enough for fresh eating, and then I also like to make enough so that I can preserve it. And I'll go ahead, make a batch of pesto, and then I'll put it in the freezer so that I can have it later in the months where basil isn't growing or producing, and then that way I always have some pesto. So pesto, it's pretty easy to make. So for the most part, you usually just need a few cups of basil leaves, and then a little bit of olive oil or whatever other kind of oil you like, and then a little bit of salt and pepper. You can do Parmesan cheese, walnuts, pine nuts. There's a lot of different ways you can make it, but the basic recipe is basil, Parmesan cheese, some kind of nuts, a little bit of oil, salt and pepper. I've heard of some people putting a little bit of lemon juice in it. So there's definitely quite a few ways that you can make it. So like I said, pruning your basil and pruning the seed parts off and harvesting it, it's just going to cause your plant to want to leaf out and grow more foliage, which is what you want if you're wanting to make pesto and things like that. But alright, that looks pretty good. So, and look at all those beautiful basil leaves in there. Alright, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.